All right, hi you guys. This is the Pretty Coach, coming to bring the Pretty Coach oracle messages for us this rising. This is something that I started last year, but I kind of fell off, and now I'm coming back with it. It's called the Pretty Planetary Report. I'm going to hop right into it, but basically it is me just talking about where the planets are and basically the ways that they could affect us, okay? So I go from the sun all the way to, where did I stop at today? To midheaven, okay? So it may not all happen in this video. I hope it can. I'm gonna be reading directly from my notes so that I can get through this. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and start with the sun, all right? And I'm going to read different keywords and talk about what Spirit gave me about it, okay? So here we go. We have the sun in Capricorn right now. This could be influencing many of us to become more organized. And this could also be assisting us obviously with businesses and work and things like that. Also creating structure and being willing to put in a lot of hard work, okay? And this could also be bringing up issues surrounding time management, and these issues don't have to be bad, okay? It could be positive or negative, but time management and also manifesting. So when I said manifesting, the thought that I had in my brain is that I feel like in this time, things that a lot of us have already been hard at work on, they are now taking root and they are manifesting. Moving on, the moon. Oh, wait, more. We also have maybe an energy surrounding, and a dutiful energy surrounding romance at this time, and family building. And also, I feel like this is literally the way I'm hearing it, a season for the visionaries. Moving on. The moon is in Aquarius, or it was. It may not be there today, but it was when I was taking these notes. So the vibe that I felt like it would give us at this time is that people may be desirous to socialize, but the ways that we do it may be somewhat detached yet connected, okay, i.e. virtually. So we're seeing an increase in virtual meetings, especially like, let's talk about with social media, like with the metaverse and things like that. It's like we're going to be apart and we're going to be individual, but brought together collectively still. So that's Aquarian energy, okay? Tuning into actually what sets us apart from the crowd could also be helpful at this time. So Aquarius is also a sign about our individuality and how we individually show up for the collective and what we bring to the collective, okay? So we also have our style of communication for the next 2 to 3, wait. I think I skipped something, hold on. No, okay. Our style of communication for the next 2 to 3, I think it should be days instead of weeks. Oh no, so this is about Mercury. So the moon, I'm finished with the moon. Now we're moving on to Mercury. I think it says our style of communication for the next 2 to 3 weeks could be off the beaten path. The ideas that we have, the conversations that we use to explore those ideas, and the medium in which we have these conversations, more than likely aren't traditionally the way that we would normally have them. And that makes sense with everything going towards virtual now and just online, which is the same thing as virtual, so I don't want to be redundant. But yeah, everybody who's anyone is moving towards virtual. Everything too, by the way, money, all of that. But let me not get ahead of myself. Mercury is currently direct, but it goes retrograde on January 14th, 2022, and it'll go direct again February 3rd, 2022. I can't remember. I don't think I did all the retrogrades like that, so please bear with me. I'm just getting back into everything, but here we go. Venus in Capricorn. All right, so the energy around this is we could be getting serious surrounding the issues of love and money. Our values in, hold on, I'm sorry, my notes are looking crazy. Okay, so here we go. Our values in those departments may lean more towards tradition, or maybe not so much as tradition as structure. Structure, even if unconventional. So if it's about our romance and if it's even about the way that we make money, we're still trying to create a structure. We're still trying to become organized with our love lives, and we're trying to make some things solidified there, as well as with the way that we make money. Okay. It also says stability will be a driving force with where our values are. New business partnerships can be on the rise as well. And the next time that Venus goes retrograde is December 19th, 2022 until, oh wow. Wait, so it had to be, I might be tripping here. I think it's 12/19/21 that it was first retrograde, and it's going to go direct January 29th of this year. So I made a mistake there, but we just fixed it, thank God. Here we go. We have Mars, which is currently in the sign of Sagittarius. So it talks, so the notes that I have here says the energy to fight for our beliefs and opinions and for what feels morally sound may be heightened at this time. Travel may factor in to pretty much expand one's perspective. Sports and or gambling, or really just anything that requires some risk and spontaneity, may be increasingly enjoyed at this time. Okay. Mars goes retro on October 30th, 2022. And the next time it goes direct is actually January 12th of the following year, 2023. I didn't say this, but sexuality also could be increased at this time. And these planets that I'm talking about, they're influencing everyone, the collective, okay? So basically, some of us may increase in spontaneity when it comes to our sexual escapades. Like we might want to actually venture out and do something different, do something that we haven't done before. All right, let's move on. Jupiter in Pisces. This is actually where my placement is right now. So I'm guessing this is like my Jupiter return. Here we go. It says the spiritual wealth is the phrase that came up for this placement or this aspect. And it says those who are wealthy in this way may be highly sought out, or may see an increase in blessings or luck, and everyone may tend to be more compassionate and empathetic and loving at this time. Okay. I feel like this Jupiter can go along with the Neptune that's also in Pisces. And what I'm getting is that it's like people are allowing their spirituality to lead them a lot more now. Okay. They're seeking it out too. They're open to it. They're open to seeing a different perspective now. And I feel like Jupiter has a major influence on that. Okay. The next time that it goes retrograde, it'll be July 28th of this year. And it'll be, I think this is the first one I did the degrees on, 8 degrees. I don't really know how to say the degrees like that. So I'm going to educate myself a little bit more. But I have 8 degrees and 43, whatever, in Aries. So it'll go retrograde in the sign of Aries. All right, with our Saturn, it's currently in Aquarius. Here's what it says: an ability to focus on one's biggest goals through social groups and friendships is highly likely at this time. Also, groups and friendships could actually be under the microscope for examination, or they're being tested to see what and who is true. And I can definitely attest to that personally in my life. And it says, and those which are not true, okay, or not able to withstand the different tests that are happening or whatever. Those are the ones which may be, cleared away for good. Saturn will next be retrograde June 4th, 2022. I didn't write down when it would go direct, so I don't know. I'll probably have to put that in the description box if there was information on it. All right, Uranus in Taurus. Let's check this out. It says unique and new energies will be used practically. There may be shocking and sudden changes in our finances and in values in values of society, the people as a whole, that will be long lasting. Okay, so I remember in one of my tarot card readings, I was getting this vibe of transfer of wealth, the wealth of the wicked being stored up for the righteous and stuff like that. So I just feel like there's going to be a lot of upheavals when it comes to the finances and stuff like that, okay? But also let's talk about the way that people are able to gather money to themselves now. It's like I said, it's virtual, okay? So that's pretty cool, but I do feel like with it being that way, this could instantaneously all be shut down, you know? So anyway, here we go. It says discussions and decisions surrounding conservation of Earth's resources may actually see great progress and be made manifest at this time. So to me, I'm thinking about different laws and stuff that could be literally being put into effect, or laws that had already been written out maybe years ago, decades ago, are going to finally be settling into place, whether we are aware of it or not. Here we go. It is currently retrograde. So Uranus is currently retrograde. I don't know if I told you guys about Venus in Capricorn, but I think that Venus is also currently retrograde. And it goes direct when? Yeah, it goes direct. I did say it. It goes direct on the 29th of this month. Okay, so Uranus will station direct January 18th, 2022. All right, to the Neptune and Pisces energy. It says there's an emphasis and an increase in all things mystical and magical. Spirituality and practices are being more embraced by the collective, and as a result, many may be more understanding and loving towards others and their spiritual journeys. Okay, the other thing that I talked about maybe sometime last year, because I want to say it was retrograde in Pisces or Neptune and Pisces, they were retrograde together last year. But the point that I brought up, the point that I got from that placement last year was that this is the reason that we can see an increase in like films and television shows that are talking about all things mystical, you know, that are bringing it out to the forefront. And it's not something that's just like taboo or hidden or just not touched on anymore. I mean, it has been touched on because there's nothing new under the sun. But I mean, in our age, you can always tell when there's something that's on the rise because it just starts to show up more in all manner of communication. All right, Neptune will next be retrograde June 28th, 2022, 25 degrees, 27. I don't know in what sign. I didn't write that down. I do apologize for that. All right, so we have Pluto now in Capricorn. So let's dig into this. It says huge changes in government institutions and attitudes towards long-held traditions, societal rules, business, and even personal goals and achievement could come into play. So in one of my tarot readings recently, I did get the vibe that there are some major shakeups that are about to happen in our governmental structure. So yeah. And that was before I did this report. Like that was before I started to look into this. So cool. There could be an increase in ambition on a personal level and the ability to actually persevere through hardships and obstacles as well. Now is the time to strengthen your personal power. Pluto will next be retrograde July 29th of this year. Moving on to Chiron. Chiron is now currently in Aries, and it spends 2 to 8 years in every sign. What we might experience is acknowledgement of concealed trauma and wounds, okay, that need healing. As a whole, we have an opportunity at this time to become aware of our deep wounds surrounding ourselves and or self-acceptance. Right now is the prime time to get ourselves together in order to be of service to the collective. So Chiron next goes retrograde on July 19th of this year. For all the North Node Geminians or those who have their North Node in Gemini, here's something to note. It says your purpose includes communicating your thoughts intellectually and freely. Those with Gemini North Node's purpose may include public speaking, writing, screenplays, books, scores, and other artistic and creative efforts. Another thing that I feel like I wanted to say about the North Node in Gemini people is that in times past, you may have been silenced, or you may have felt like your ideas were like, you know, stupid or something. Or if it wasn't stupid, you just could have not trusted your own intellect. You may have also been very smart, but you may not have wanted to just share the information that you know, maybe because you feel like people don't care. There's also an aspect of the fact that you may simply not want to repeat, like be repetitive and redundant. But I feel like the need to encourage you guys to say, like, still speak up with what you know, because your audience and the people who are connected to you, they're going to understand the information that you bring it and the way that you bring it. Everybody doesn't listen to everyone because everyone isn't drawn to the way that people communicate their ideas. Okay. So with that being said, if you have something to say, speak up. If you have something that you want to share with the world, it's okay. Okay. It's time out for being afraid. It's time out for feeling like it's oversaturated. People need your voice and they need the intel that you have. All right, I'm gonna be quiet there. All right, so we also have Ascendant. The Ascendant is now currently in Aquarius, so this could affect those who have an Aquarius rising. It says these with this rising and Ascendant sign may be prone at this time towards their social goals. These may be the ones responsible in some way for the expansion and advancement of society. These are the rebels with a cause. Right now it is in 7 degrees 31 Aquarius. Remember, I don't know how to say that properly, y'all. I'm gonna get it together though. And now for those who may have the midheaven, their midheaven in Scorpio, here's what it says. The midheaven represents our individuality and how it's expressed. Our ego identity, it can be called. It's connected to our public persona, life, and career, and also the reputation. So I feel like sexual activity and transformation surround this position. One may be literally transformed through their sexual experiences, or they could transform others through their sexual experiences. There's also a deep connection to the spiritual with this aspect and the psychological, and those who have this placement are able to be a catalyst for major change in society using their magnetism, deep calculated thinking, and sex appeal and influence. So that is the pretty planetary report. If you guys enjoyed this information, it was just kind of some random information. If you guys enjoyed it, please give this video a thumbs up. If you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing, you guys. Yeah, that's all I have for you. Peace, love, light, and darkness, which works together to bring balance and harmony first within ourselves and then within our world. It is the Pretty Coach with the Pretty Coach Oracle messages and the Pretty Planetary report, and I'm signing off. Bye, you guys.